to another Lovely Mind video. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment. Let's get it. Let's go. So before I get started on talking about the Real Blac Chyna, giving my thoughts and opinions on that, I just want to say it's been a while and I'm really trying to give you guys quality and not quantity. I don't just want to be posting videos just to be posting. So, you might not see video after video after video, but I am going to be producing content. I have a lot of good ideas, and I want them to be original ideas. I want them to be, lovely my ideas. So, or lovely my content. So, with that being said, thanks for tuning in. Again, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm trying to get my subscribers up to 100. I hope you guys enjoy my videos. If you haven't checked some of them out, make sure you check some of them out. And let's get it. Let's go. So, if you guys haven't seen the show, The Real Blac Chyna, it's only on Zeus. It's the Zeus app. I'm not promoting Zeus, obviously. I'm not promoting Blac Chyna. I'm just giving my thoughts and opinions on her and the show, I should say. But you can only watch this show on Zeus. It's called the Zeus Network. You can get the app, and I think they have a free trial for either a week or a month. I'm not sure, but it's really cheap. It's only $3.99. So, and they got a lot of other good shows out there. Funny Mike has a show. TT, if you know who I'm talking about, TT, Do You Love Me? Has a show, but it's a really good app, and it has a lot of funny, shows up there. So this particular show, it's Blac Chyna's reality show, and it's called The Real Blac Chyna, and it's basically her life and, the ups and downs between her mom and herself, or whatever. So in the beginning, now, first of all, it's on season 1. Season 2 is not out yet. Not sure when it's coming out, but I can't wait. But in the very beginning, the first couple episodes, I really felt bad for Blac Chyna. I really was thinking dang, her mom is crazy. I wouldn't want somebody, mom or not, I wouldn't want somebody who blasts me on Instagram all the time and just come for me all the time, especially because you're my mother. I wouldn't want to deal with that. Now, in the first episode, Chyna was talking about, I guess her mom wanted to reach out to her. Her mom did reach out to her, and, they got into it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Here's a clip.
I don't.
You do. You have a lot of issues, darling.
One issue is you.
Back
it's
up.
You.
Really? What
It's
is
you.
What might that be?
It's you.
Okay, come back
it's
again.
You. So don't walk and stomp in here.
I'll walk and stomp where I want.
They got into it, and Tony was talking about how Chyna took her car or whatever. So I'm assuming maybe Chyna got her a car, was financing it, whatever, and they got into it. She took it, whatever. They got into it, and it was really bad. I really felt bad for Chyna, you know what I mean? So then I guess her best friend Treasure and her assistant, they wanted to do something good, and they wanted to bring them together. They wanted to bring Chyna and her mom together, get a little sit down. They wanted to bring them together. Mind you, Tony does not like Treasure for whatever reason. I don't know. They really didn't specifically say. Tony just kept saying, she's not a real friend. She's not a real friend. I don't know. To me, on the show, Treasure seemed like a very good, supportive friend. But who knows? Behind camera, nobody really knows. But Treasure and the assistant, I forgot his name, but he was really nice and really good too. They tried to get Tony and Chyna together for a sit down. And Chyna wasn't really with it, but she sent her assistant, her best friend, to talk to Tony, and that really didn't go so well. I'm drinking my lemonade and my raspberry Smirnoff, by the way, and it's very good. So anyway, Treasure and her Chyna's assistant went and met with Tony, and Tony was just popping off. In my opinion, it just seemed like Tony is right. Everything, you know, that Chyna is doing and saying and feeling is wrong. She's the mother, and that's it. She didn't really want to hear it. But bottom line, they ended up, you know, agreeing or whatever, and they hugged it out. Tony, Treasure, and the assistant, you know, that meeting went well or whatever after they argued. So later on in episodes, I just started to see how Chyna was like, really, it's all like she's a spoiled brat, and I get it. She's rich. Tony says she's a multimillionaire. Not sure, you know, what her figures are, but, you know, she's doing well. You know, obviously, she has her lash line. I'm not sure what else Chyna does. I'm pretty sure she makes appearances and, you know, stuff like that. But she's doing fairly well. And, I mean, she has a Kardashian baby. So, I mean, she's doing pretty good. But, I don't know. Like, okay, so Chyna got invited to the Wendy Williams show. Now, her public relations person, oh goodness, names, I'm not good with names. Anyway, but her PR person, he set that up. So the day comes where, you know, they're getting ready for the Wendy Williams show, and Chyna is just a mess. Like, her mood was just thrown off from the time she got up. Like, it was just thrown off. So anyway, I guess they had to be at the
Like, you get what I'm saying?
show for recording at 11:30. They woke Chyna up at about 6:30 to get her hair and makeup done. She was grumpy as all heck. It was a mess. So off the rip, she was just not feeling it. She was upset that she was up mad early. Her team is trying to help her, and she's just not feeling it.
And decides to wake me up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and actually like really pissed me off. I'm irritated.
Gotcha.
And she starts yelling at the team. Bottom line, she starts getting ready. Like, now her makeup is done, and she just starts fussing with her team, getting really erratic and just really pissed off, basically, bottom line. And she just starts flipping the heck out, and just on everybody, on her best friend, her assistant, her PR person. They're
Dropping the ball a little bit.
Why the fuck is everybody the fuck in my space though?
I'm trying to make sure that you're okay. And we want to...
Well, I'm not okay.
I understand that you're
I'm not the fuck okay.
Let's fix it.
It can be fixed, Chyna.
We're going to...
trying to tell her, like, okay, her PR person is like, okay, bam, it's 10-something, we gotta go. You can finish your hair and makeup at the studio. You have your own dressing room. She was not feeling it. She started saying she ain't have nothing to wear. She didn't want to wear this. Her shoes weren't right. Her hair wasn't right. It was just a mess. Like, everybody was trying to help her. But I just, in my opinion, I started to see, like, I felt like Chyna was being so selfish. Because, like, here you are, you got a whole team that's willing to help you. Her PR person was trying to say, look, you can finish getting ready at the studio. You have your own dressing room. If it's just your makeup we got to do and your hair, we could bring a bunch of wigs. We could do your makeup. You could finish your makeup and blah, blah, blah.
But if you see, I got 2 more hair, 2 more makeup.
What did I just tell you? What did I just tell you though? But I just told you, if you wanna do,
I'm not do it.
I'm not doing Wendy Williams. I don't care. I'm not doing it. They fucked up everything. I'm out.
She was cussing everybody the F out, okay? Now, I was just like, wow, if it was me, I would have quit already. I don't care who you are. You're not going to talk to me like that. I'm trying to help you. I get the frustration. Like, you're on a big national TV show. You want to look right. You want to look good. You can't just throw on any old outfit. You know, everything has to be perfect, especially Wendy Williams, because we all know she comes for everybody. So, I don't know why she do, but she do. But, you know what I'm saying? So you pretty much, she wanted to look good, and that's understandable. You know what I mean? But the way she was treating her team, it's like, on some real I really started to feel like Chyna just wasn't making sense. And like everything that Chyna was saying, her PR person was saying it to her, and she was disagreeing. Like it was like she wanted to argue. It was like, oh my God, if I was there, I would have wanted to pull my damn wig off my damn self. Like I would have quit. Like on some real shit. I commend her old team. Bottom line, okay, so they finally get it together. Chyna decides to throw on her, you know, her signature Blac Chyna wig with the bang, which I always thought looked nice on her. She gets on the Wendy Williams show. She killed it or whatever. And after that, you stop seeing like her team really. Like all of a sudden, Treasure disappears. Then you don't see her assistant. All you see is her friend, Jamal. Like he's in the picture and her makeup artist. But you don't see Treasure and the assistant and the PR guy. Now the PR guy, he was. I knew he was through. He was like just done. Like you could tell he just, you know, was over it. He was saying he worked with too many people, too many celebrities. He don't need to deal with this, and he just wasn't appreciating Chyna's love that she was dishing out to them, and especially when he's sitting there trying to help. Now, all of a sudden, okay, Treasure pops back onto the scene, and her and Chyna gets into it. Now, supposedly Treasure and Chyna have been best friends for about 13 years. They used to strip together, and they, you know, remained friends and all this and that. Treasure seemed like she has been there for a minute, you know, like supporting her friend. Not financially supporting, but being supportive, being that shoulder, being that ear, you know, listen to, or whatever. And Chyna and Treasure ends up getting into it, and it seems like all Treasure wanted was a little bit of Chyna's support. Not financially, because clearly Chyna made it known that she has helped her financially, but I guess Treasure was trying to start her business, and Treasure asked Chyna, can she post her business on Instagram? That's it. I mean, I would have done it. That's my best friend. That's all Chyna kept talking about is 13 years. That's my best friend, 13 years. And Chyna, like, flipped out. First of all, Chyna was mad because she thought Treasure contacted the producers for them to meet up and talk.
You didn't call me, call the producers, so let's go. Obviously, she wanted to get something off her chest. I don't mind it, but I think it was just a little bit odd. Let's hear exactly what you have to say.
Number one, I did not call the producer.
Whose phone?
The producer called me. It's my phone. The producer called me, and then when the producer called me and said that, the first thing that I was actually wondering is why is the producer calling me and not my friend, especially since I hadn't talked to you in a couple of days.
I've had times where I didn't pick up the phone and Treasure would just come to my house and like just pop up.
So I didn't know what was actually going on, and then I had texted you, and I had actually been texting you for a whole week, and you had not replied not one time.
Okay, and my response was, I do not know the filming schedule. Call them. I just got it today. This is all facts.
And so Chyna was like, why'd you have to contact the producer? You could have called me. Treasure is like, the producers contacted her, which is probably true. They probably figured like, where's Treasure? Like, let's contact her, you know, for the show, whatever. So Treasure and Chyna end up getting into it. Treasure is trying to explain to her, you know, I've been calling you, texting you all week. You haven't responded at all. And Chyna is coming off on some cocky mess talking.
You just wasn't answering. So I just wanted to know what was going on. I asked you, could you post my business?
And I don't want to post it. I don't have to. You are so ungrateful. Because you're a bum-ass bitch. Have a good day.
About, I don't have to respond right back to her, back to you. Which, okay, I get it, but at the same time, that was your best friend of 13 years. That's all you kept saying. Like, she's your ride or die. She's with you. Like, that's all you kept saying. And now, like, what changed, China? What changed? So, that's the question I want to know. Like, what changed? Because somebody mentioned if Treasure wasn't all up in China's butt, then, you know, now she's not happy. As long as Treasure is kissing her butt, she's happy. Which could be true because, I mean, Treasure was starting to do her own thing, trying to open up her own business and, you know, promoting it and stuff like that. And I think China's seen a little bit of rise, like Treasure becoming successful. And she kind of like figured, you know, my best friend ain't there for me kissing my ass all the time now. Not running after me, trying to figure out what I want, what I need. And you know, bump that. Treasure is like, I got babies too. I need to eat too. Like I'm trying to build too. But China wasn't there for her. So China was on some cocky mess. And to me that that really surprised me. Because the way China was talking about Treasure in the beginning, like that's my best friend of 13 years and blah blah blah. Like now she needs you. Now you can't answer her. You don't have to. Okay. So Treasure was like, all right. Treasure got pissed. They got into it and stuff. And I don't blame Treasure. You know what I mean? I don't blame her at all because, like, dang, you couldn't just post my business. Like, even if you ain't wanting to post it every day, you could have, like, posted every other day, twice a week, whatever. I'm sure Treasure would have been appreciative on something. And because it was coming from Blac Chyna, people would have looked at it and, you know, that would have built a little bit of clientele or whatever for Treasure. Chyna was like, she wasn't feeling it. Like, she just seemed like she was like not being very supportive of Treasure. And to me, like, what was the big deal? That's your best friend of 13 years. Like, now why all of a sudden you can't pick up the phone, you can't respond? She said she'd been calling you all week. You haven't been responding. And, you know, she asked you if you could post her business online, you know, on your Instagram. You acted like you didn't have to do that. And to me, that was kind of fucked up, Chyna. Like, I mean, what was the problem? Is it really because she's not all up in your tail now? Like, she's trying to do her own thing and, you know what I mean? Is that why? Could it be true? Comment down below if you guys think, you know, if that situation could be true. If it could be true, like now her best friend is trying to do her own thing. Could Chyna be a little jealous? Could she be a little mad like that her best friend, you know, isn't following behind her and doing what she wants? I mean, what it is. Like I said, if you guys have not checked that show out, download that app Zeus and check that show out. It's called The Real Blac Chyna. So anyways, all of a sudden, you know, all her team is basically MIA. Now the whole time, you know, in the beginning of the season, it's like she don't want to deal with her mother. Her mother is crazy, you know. They've gone to therapy. They argue at therapy. And even the therapist is like, you could tell, like, he's like trying to help them both. And it's like Tony don't want to let Chyna get a word in edgewise, or everything Chyna is saying, Tony is like, no, it's not true. And, you know, Tony, she's an aggressive mom. She loves her daughter. That's her only daughter. And I get, part of me gets why Tony is, you know, like that. Because in one way, in one sense, Tony is saying, you know, here it is, my only child. She done blew up. She's rich. Why can't you help your mother out? Why can't your mother eat too? But then in another sense, it's like, okay, I would do it. You know what I mean? I would definitely help my mom if I'm eating. My mom is eating to a certain extent. I mean, we all know Chyna is not a billionaire. She's probably not even that much of a multi-millionaire. Who knows? But you know, come on, you could at least hook your mama up with a car, like a car, a house, something. You know what I'm saying? Like, show her the ropes, introduce her to some people, like, let her start doing some things, you know what I mean? I don't know, but Chyna was, like, really not for, it seemed like, helping her mom. But it also seemed like Tony was, like, just trying to get the way Chyna was, like, making it seem. And, you know, I think that's where their relationship grew rocky. Like, because I'm sorry, not Chyna, but Tony does not seem like she takes no shit, obviously. And she wasn't feeling that. Like, she wasn't feeling it. She kept saying Hollywood is changing you. She wants her daughter Angela back. And, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people probably feel as if, you know, Chyna did change. I mean, money might change a person to an extent, but it ain't going to change your heart. It ain't going to change, you know, the fact that you love your family, the fact that, you know, you would do anything for your family or try to help your family. But it do turn people into selfish, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I think that's really where Tony's issue with her daughter comes from. Like, she just felt like Hollywood was changing her daughter. She said it plenty of times. And from the way Chyna, from the looks of it, the way Chyna was acting, like, towards her team and stuff, it really seemed like she was, like, starting to become, like, really selfish and not give a damn about any of her people. Like, not their feelings, not nothing. Because how can you say, again, that's your best friend of 13 years, and she's calling you all week and not one response? You didn't say, like, oh, I've been busy doing this. It's just, I don't have to respond. And to me, that's real cocky and, like, just a real ill stink. So anyway, the minute Chyna's team, you know, ups and leaves, that's when Chyna calls her mom, and she's like telling her mom, oh, you were right. So this is where my strong opinion comes in. In the beginning, your mom was crazy, and, you know, you were talking all this crap, and you were mad that she was going on live, and vice versa. And in the beginning, Tony was going on live, you know, talking crap about Chyna, which to me isn't caught for her neither. But now that her team left, now you're calling your mom, you know, and you want to try and work on your relationship with your mom, which is all fine and dandy. But before, you were saying you ain't want nothing to do with her. You were done. You were treating your mom like she was pure crap. And, like, so I don't get it. It's like, Chyna, you're showing the fake. Your show is called The Real Chyna. The Real Blac Chyna. Like, I mean, I don't get it. I get you want to mend your relationship with your mom. I completely understand that. That's your mom. But at the same time, why couldn't you do it when your team was there? Your team was trying to help you. Your team was actually trying to get you and your mom together. Like, but you wasn't feeling it. Like, I don't know. I really went into the show thinking, like, oh, I feel bad for Chyna. She's been through a lot, and I'm sure she still has been through a lot. But I really feel like Hollywood has changed her, and it's making her fake almost, because, like, one minute you don't want nothing to do with your mom, and you're saying this on national TV, and you're talking crap about her to your team, and then you're talking highly of your team, and that's your best friend, and these are your people, and now, like, where are your people now? They all left. And I was under the impression that they got fired. Treasure just left the picture. I'm not sure what Treasure was, but from the show, from the looks of it, Treasure just, like, was doing her own thing. And I think that's really what happened, because I think Treasure started doing her own thing, you know, working on her business and stuff like that. And I think that's why Chyna got mad and wasn't responding to her. As far as Chyna's PR guy, I think he just, like, left. I think he quit because he got tired of Chyna talking to him like that. And like, what person would? Like, here I am, I'm trying to help you, I'm getting you interviews with big time talk show hosts like Wendy Williams, who, yeah, okay, she had you on your Hot Topic several times, you know, but I mean, still, she's Wendy Williams. He's getting you on her show, and you're flipping out on your whole team, flipping out on him. Like, you're not going to the show. Like, the way she was acting, it was just ridiculous. As far as Jamal goes, I'm not sure if she fired him. This is what happened with Jamal. Jamal had it up to here because they showed this on the show. He had it. He started venting to somebody. They caught that shit. Somebody told him. Somebody showed Chyna the video. Let her listen to him saying, you know, he's just tired. He felt like his head was about to explode. Like, he couldn't deal with it. It was just like, you know, too much for him. He was just venting to whoever. It got back to Chyna. She got pissed off. She decided to kick him out the house. You know, of course he got mad. He was living with Chyna, you know. But I think he was doing his own thing too. I know he hosted a skate party. I don't know. He hosted parties or something. But Chyna ended up kicking him out. The police had to be called. The lawyer had to be called. It was just a big mess. And as far as her assistant goes, he quit, he said. Now, he made a video himself, and he said he quit. And, you know, I think pretty much, bottom line, he had enough too. Because if you watch it, you'll see, like, she was treating him like crap. And I think that's why they called the show The Real Blac Chyna. Because The Real Blac Chyna really came out. So, I don't know. I do like the show. I do wish Chyna and her mom, Tony, the best of luck in mending their relationship, because you only get one mom, you know what I'm saying? No matter if you're rich or poor, you know, you only get one mom. Your mom is always going to be there for you, like Tony has told Tokyo. I'm going to always be there for you. But there is underlying issues going on with the both of them. I feel like Chyna has been in so many like messed up relationships, and maybe have been around so many messed up people. She doesn't know how to treat other people. Like, she doesn't know how to, you know, give out good relationship type, you know what I mean, behaviors. Like, she doesn't know how to act when it comes to, like, even with friends, she don't know how to treat people, like relationships, like, you know, I really think she's just been through a lot. But my whole thing is, you can't love other people until you love yourself, and that's the truth. That's the bottom line. Whether you're rich, poor, a multi-millionaire, whatever, you can't love nobody if you don't love yourself. So that's my opinion on Chyna. And as far as Tokyo goes, I feel the same. As you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody until you love yourself. And no matter how many wigs or lashes or type cars you drive, there's something going on. And Tokyo feels like she lost her child. She lost her daughter. And I just feel like she needs to realize, like, your daughter Angela, yeah, she's still there, but, you know, she's grown. She went from being a stripper to now becoming a millionaire, and she has her lash line, and she's doing big things. And I think, like, to be real, I really think that Tokyo might be a tad bit jealous. And, you know, I mean, I only feel like she's a little bit jealous because her daughter, like, it's like she left her in the wind. And even though by the end of the show, they were mending their relationship, it was like, it still wasn't 100% healed. Like, no, it takes time. So, I just think on both parties, I think they're both wrong and right. And I just feel like there's a lot going on with them too. And they just need to work on a lot of that. And Tony, I feel like when you're mad at your daughter, when something is going on, you shouldn't like throw your daughter out there and make videos on Instagram. To me, in my opinion, that's wrong. You know, take it up with your daughter. You know, talk to your daughter face to face. Don't bring it out there for the world to see, because the world already sees what Chyna goes through. But when it comes to you and her relationship, you should definitely talk to your daughter one-on-one. Don't put her on blast on Instagram Live, because what is that going to change? It's not going to change anything, except for it's going to make Chyna more mad at you. And if you're really trying to mend your relationship, then take it to her, bring it to her, go to counseling, talk one-on-one, do something other than going on lives and making videos about your daughter. And don't call her, you know, statutory rape child. Don't call her that no more. Like, that's like, you love your daughter, you said. It doesn't matter. Like, don't call her that. That hurt her. You know what I mean? And as far as Chyna goes, Chyna, you need to, like, I feel like, in my opinion, you need to learn how to appreciate the people who are trying to support you and be there for you. And people don't have to support you financially. They could be there to take, you know, to listen to you, to deal with your crap. And they might have crap going on themselves, and you're sitting here bashing them because your wig don't look right, or you don't have no shoes to wear, or you don't want to wear that outfit, or because they're trying to grow and move on. Like, to me, that's wrong. The way you treated Treasure, I feel like that's completely wrong. If Treasure decided to move on and build her own, you know, her own brand and do her own thing, I feel like you should have been just as supportive to Treasure as she was to you. And I just feel like the way that went down was wrong. I don't know what your relationship is with Treasure now to this day, but I hope that you guys mend stuff, because Treasure, on the show, she put off like good energy to me in my eyes. Like, I felt like she was a good friend. And, you know, I just wish you all the best. But anyway, I want to say thank you for watching my video. Again, this is just my thoughts and opinions on the Real Blac Chyna. Make sure y'all check that show out. It's on the app Zeus Network. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. Make sure you click that like button, click that notification bell, and make sure you tune in for my next video. I will see you guys later. Bye.